So MPS is the Media Production Society in DCU, and this year is our 30-year anniversary. So DCU MPS run DCU TV and DCU FM, where students learn all the basic skills to get them into the industry when they leave college.
Okay, so the 24-hour broadcast is a TV broadcast run totally by students, by DCU TV and DCU MPS, and is where we pick one weekend, and for the last 3 years it's been in December, where we broadcast from the TV studios live in Henry Grattan, and we showcase about 48 different shows. We have half an hour slot each for either live or pre-recorded shows, and the idea is that we're running a television broadcast online through our website, all in aid of a charity and a sponsorship for 24 hours.
So normally the 24-hour broadcast is in aid of Make-A-Wish Foundation. We have done so for the past 2 years. But this year we were approached by a first-year journalism student by the name of Niamh Ní Ruairí, and she is a sufferer of a very rare cancer called histiocytosis. There are very few facilities in Ireland that actually are able to support people with histiocytosis. She's actually has to go over to the UK to get a lot of her treatments. So this year was less about raising money and more about raising awareness for a condition that really isn't well known or isn't well understood.
People were not nervous reaching the target this year. I remember the year before we were kind of wondering, oh my God, are we going to get the target? Are we going to reach it? And we did. We absolutely blew it out of the water. But it was in the last 2 hours that we actually did it. This year we were consistent. We were constantly getting the money. So I don't think there was ever that fear. But it is relief when you do hit the target and you know you have another 3 hours left of raising money, so it was brilliant this year.
This year, the 24-hour broadcast, it was the second year to be ran at Christmas, and it was the first time also that we changed our charity for the broadcast, and each year we've been proudly sponsored by Bank of Ireland, and this year we did it with histiocytosis. So that's the idea behind the broadcast. It's the biggest event that we run as a society in MPS, and especially regards DCU TV as well. So the manager and deputy manager, they have a lot on their plate for about 2 months before the broadcast even happens. There's a lot of pre-organisation gone into it. I'm really happy. I was head of the promotions this year, and I had a social media team working with me constantly for the 24 hours in one of the Henry Grattan rooms. So we had about 20 laptops all lined up, all plugged into cables, and everyone was trying to stay awake for the whole 24 hours, just tweeting and shouting out to different kind of big names and then trying to use the hashtag as long as they could.
So this year we had a really nice mix of pre-record and live shows. Last year we definitely didn't have as many pre-recorded shows as we did this year, and they're actually really important because they give everyone in the studio and everyone a chance just to have a moment of respite, because you only have 2 or 3 minutes in between each show, so it's just constantly, sort of the next show, the next show, the next show, and you don't have 2 minutes to sleep, eat, breathe, whatever you need to do. So the pre-recorded shows do give you sort of a nice 20 minutes where you can actually lie down on the ground and be human again for 20 minutes before the madness of it starts back up again. As you can imagine, then sort of when you come to the shows that are on at 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, you have a bit more sort of scope to be a bit more silly, and the camera crew can sort of be a bit more adventurous with what they're doing in studio. I know at 6 a.m. we had a mass, so we did a half-hour mass, and at different points the camera crew came in and we're reading prayers of the faithful. So it is a lot of fun when you know that not too many people are watching, and you have sort of a bit more you have more opportunity to be a bit sillier and have a little bit more fun.
Right now it's actually 1:15 in the day. It's well over halfway through the broadcast now. This is the harder part now of keeping up the keeping up the good vibes and keeping kind of the enthusiasm going from my point of view, social media. You're sitting in front of a laptop for the last, how many hours has it been now? About 15, 16 hours, and apart from your eyes going just totally crossways, you need to keep finding kind of innovation to, post about what we're currently doing. And even on Twitter, I'm tweeting about being so tired, and I've never used Twitter as much before, and I've never seen so many hashtags in my life before. And I say, even if I was to sit here long enough now without knowing, I'll kind of doze off. I had about 10 minutes to myself in CG 86 where I just conked out for about half a minute, but it still felt like maybe an hour.
So behind the scenes were absolutely fantastic this year. Jack was in charge of the Mini World Cup, And the World Cup, basically, everyone got into groups of 4 and you had to make different videos. And then the best video will go through into the next next section, and then the video goes to the next and the next. And then there was a final at the end. So that kept people busy behind the scenes and like kept creative ideas flowing and things like that. And it was really great just to get people involved. So they like looked after making videos about sponsorship, about the food, about the crack people were having, and just general messing behind the scenes. And I think it worked really well this year because everyone was constantly kept busy and entertained.
It's weird. I remember the broadcast last year, when you get to a certain time in the evening, you just kind of find the adrenaline again, because either the donations are going to hike up with more viewership in the evening time after people have either finished work or they've finished the day's shopping. You just seem to find more energy to kind of push till the end, and then you can't go to sleep because you get so much you're on just such a serious level of insomnia by that stage. So yeah, I'm hoping it's really now, just the next 3 hours, kind of until about 5 or 6 in the evening when it gets dark again. These are kind of the tougher hours. Everything is going well so far. Like the sponsorship has been really great. We've had a lot of food and drink. The promotions has been top notch, still trending #1. And as far as I'm aware, just the shows are still on schedule in the TV studio right now.